بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Welcome my dear students of Riyadh Salihin Model Schools, the secondary stage, to a new lesson of your Mega Goal 5 Students Book, Unit 2, pages 20 and 21, Rags to Riches. In Unit 2, my dear students, Rags to Riches, here we have listen and discuss. Number 1, listen and discuss. In this lesson, my dear students, we will talk about 4 famous people who struggled in their life to be wealthy and to be rich. These four characters are known to some of us, others are not. In Listen and Discuss, we will talk about a person who went from not having much money to being wealthy. Here, my dear students, I would like you to talk about a person you know or you may be heard of, who was very poor or who was a very average or normal man, and he started a business or a project that made him wealthy. So, my dear students, here you will have to talk about qualities that help a person to excel in life and be successful. For example, being honest, being hardworking, being independent are all qualities and characteristics that help a person to be successful. Our heroes here, my dear students, are Amancio Ortega, Muhammad Abdul-Latif Jamil, Li Ka-shing, Stephen Paul Jobs. You may know some of them, or you may know 1 or 2 of them. In the next 4 tracks, my dear students, we will listen carefully to understand what happened to these people and what circumstances have they faced before being wealthy. Listen carefully, my dear students, to
Unit 2, Rags to Riches, pages 20 and 21. 1. Listen and discuss.
Amancio Ortega. Worth $31 billion. Industry: retail clothing. Country of citizenship: Spain. Amancio Ortega is the founder and chairman of a company that owns many stores, including the enormously popular international clothing store, Zara. Now Spain's richest man, Ortega is the son of a railroad worker and had no formal higher education. When Ortega was 13, he worked as a delivery boy for a shirt maker and later became the manager of a clothing store. He began making clothing in his living room and selling it to local stores. Ortega had an ability to predict what styles were going to be popular and to create these styles with inexpensive materials. In 1975, Ortega opened his first Zara store. Zara gained a reputation for selling designer fashions at reasonable prices. Today, Ortega's company has more than 4,000 stores in 71 countries.
Sheikh Abdul Latif Jamil. Worth $5.1 billion. Industry: business. Country of citizenship: Saudi Arabia. A great philanthropist and prominent businessman, Mohammed Abdul Latif Jamil, president of ALJ, runs one of the world's largest car dealerships, with operations in the Middle East, UK, Central Asia, and China. A leading figure in corporate social responsibility, he has initiated a series of initiatives against poverty and has contributed greatly to the government's Saudiization program in the kingdom by promoting thousands of jobs every year through the ALJ Community Services programs. Abdul Latif Jamil is an MIT alumni, member of the Board of Trustees, and dedicated supporter of the Abdul Latif Jamil Poverty Action Lab, JPAL. He has been named Saudi Volunteer of the Year for 2012 in recognition of the services offered by the ALJCI in Saudi Arabia and the rest of the Arab world. Kashing, worth $26.5 billion. Industry, business. Country of citizenship, China. Li was born into an impoverished family in China in 1928. When he was 15, his father died, forcing Li to leave high school so that he could work to support his family. He took a job in a plastics company where he would work 16 hours a day. At this company, Li used to assemble plastic flowers. By 1950, Li had started his own plastics manufacturing company. His company prospered, which led Li to expand his business into many different fields. However, his successes are not all monetary. Li Kashing has a reputation for being honest and generous. In fact, he is one of Asia's most prominent philanthropists and has announced plans to donate 1/3 of his wealth to charity. Stephen Paul Jobs, 1955 to 2011. Worth $8.3 billion. Industry, computer design. Country of citizenship, U.S. Stephen Paul Jobs was born in 1955 and adopted into a working-class family. He grew up in what later became Silicon Valley. He dropped out of college because he could not afford to pay his tuition. In the late 70s, he co-founded Apple with Steve Wozniak and others, and proceeded to develop and market the first successful lines of personal computers. He eventually resigned from Apple over an argument with the board of directors in 1984 and founded Next. Apple's buyout of Next in 1997 brought Jobs back to Apple as its CEO. He was the largest individual shareholder of the Walt Disney Company and a member of the board. Jobs was admired by many for his entrepreneurial skills, his foresight, and his ability to create and support products that were both functional and aesthetically pleasing.
After listening to the tracks, my dear students, we have here some questions to answer. Quick check. Vocabulary. Complete each sentence with a word from the box. Excelled. Philanthropist. Reputation. Impoverished. Prominent. Number 1. Not only was Jake an excellent student in high school, but he in sports as well. 2. He has A for being one of the greatest doctors in the field of neurosurgery. 3. My professor is an economist who is often quoted in magazines. 4. The charity I donate to help to build schools in areas. 5. Businessman and Sulaiman Al-Rajhi gives millions of dollars to charities each year. Think of the answer to these 5 questions, my dear students, and check your answers. Number 1, excelled. 2, reputation. Prominent. Impoverished. philanthropist. B. Comprehension. Answer the questions. Page 21. These questions, my dear students, are based on the 4 tracks we have listened to previously. Number 1. Why was Zara successful? 2. Why was Abdulatif Jamil named Saudi Volunteer of the Year? 3. How has Abdulatif Jamil contributed to the Saudization program in Saudi Arabia? 4. What challenges did Li Ka-shing face early in life? 5. What did Steve Jobs do in his teens that demonstrated his determination, entrepreneurial skills, and foresight? Number 6. Which event, in your view, must have given Jobs a great sense of satisfaction and self-worth? Here are the answers, my dear students, to number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Here comes your turn, my dear students. Pair work. In this exercise, I would like you to role play with a partner. Choose a person from one of the rags to riches stories. You play this person and your partner plays a reporter who interviews you, then switch roles. In this exercise, one of you is a reporter or an interviewer who interviews one of the rags to riches stories heroes, asking and answering some questions. Then you switch roles and do the same.